Bear with me 1 minute. This is why you want to be on here live because sometimes it doesn't stream. It says it's setting up to stream now. So I'm going to go to the whiteboard. I got some stuff to cover with you. I'm really excited about it. All right, we're streaming on YouTube. We're on Zoom. Welcome, everybody. Let me get started right into it. I've got the board blurred out right now until I go to the whiteboard. Um, Big events tomorrow, guys. Leadership Live. So tomorrow we're doing our new BizOp overview, updated BizOp overview. So you want to be there yourself, of course, as leaders, but you also want to get all your team there because it's going to renew some energy for some of them. And not only is it going to renew some energy, get some prospects there too. Events have built-in deadlines. When there's a live event, it's really a deadline without calling it a deadline because it's only happening once, right? And so when you tell people there's a live event, it creates in all of us an opportunity to be there or not be there. And in this day and age of recording, it gets so much easier for people to go, I'll just watch it in recording, but then they can never ask questions. They never really engage. So, there's some argument to not even having it revealed on YouTube or saved on YouTube. Some people would argue that that's creating more of a dependency, and then people never really watch it and they don't engage in the community. So there's some argument out there in the world, and you would only know that if you lived in the pre-internet age, right? When community was face to face and belly to belly. And there's something for that you can't get in a live Zoom like this. This is amazing. This is better than a conference call, but it's not the same as if we're all in the same training center, right? So we make the best of it. But my encouragement is to you is get everyone to the live event so they can ask questions and be part of the live community, just like you're here today on Zoom. If you're on YouTube watching, you can watch it on your TV and all that, which is awesome, but you can't engage with the questions or wave to the people or comment, etc. So we'd like the culture to be here live, right? Be here live. So tomorrow, BizOp overview, 7:30, 8 o'clock, we're doing the new onboarding training. So again, you're going to want to, as leaders, you want to know the DAC onboard so that you're following the DAC way. The McDonald's system, if you ever watched the movie Founder, or if you ever read the book by Ray Kroc, who didn't create McDonald's, he just learned how to replicate McDonald's all throughout the land and learned how to become the real estate holder of all those units rather than making money just on the burgers. He charges rent for every franchisee, and he's really in the real estate business, or McDonald's Corporation is. And yeah, of course, they make good burgers, but they made the business so good. Leasing the rental property is where they make their money because the business is good enough they don't close. Well, where most restaurants, 6 out of 10 end up closing in 5 years, right? So it's a real good model if you got a great business model, but you can't make much money on the food. Maybe you make it on the real estate, right? Well, business intellect. Well, we've got a onboard system that for you to replicate and grow quickly, it's better to be in line and in flow with what corporate's saying than against or to not know. And the only way for you to know is to be on those corporate events. Now, we've got a lot of intake of information as we're doing an improved and updated onboarding with some products that have gone away, products that are greater focus, messaging improvements, comp plan enhancements, different things we're doing. It changes the messaging. And if you're out of step with that, then you're out of step for replication and creating momentum. So not only do you want to be there to get the DAC way, you want to be there to ask questions. You also want to be there to bring energy, to bring energy. Why is there a home field advantage? Because the crowd cheers. Well, there's nothing better if you're doing a live event to have 4 people sitting in the front row leaning forward and raising, how many of you this? And you raise your hand. How many of you this? And you raise your hand and chuckle or engage. If you're like, it's really hard to present to that. It takes a great, great leader to present to arms crossed, no response, no applause, no engagement, right? It takes someone who goes, you know what? I know the way I'm going. My way is anointed. I'm following it. I'm doing it with or without anybody. I'm doing it. But you know what? Most people, when they first public speak, are terrified. And so because they're terrified, they don't have that I know where I'm going mentality. So we need to be encouragers. First time you throw an interception as a quarterback, you want your coach saying, hey, don't worry about it. You're going to be going back in the game soon. Learn from it. And don't worry. Just keep being you. Just keep slinging that ball. Keep slinging that ball. Watch for it, but sling that ball. You don't want all the crowd booing you. You think they're going to do well? So it's the same thing when these community events. Be there to be part of the esprit de corps. Esprit de corps is group spirit. You're leaders. It's our job. When I'm watching someone else talk, I need to applaud them, thank them, encourage them, right? Because some people are terrified to speak. If you get your first client, applaud, thank, encourage. You get your first decline, applaud, thank, encourage. We're part of the team. We are all one team. It's DAC. So our job as leaders is to be more than just present. That is making people quit the business. This is making people go, there's nothing good going on here. That guy at least doesn't think there is. Or the ceiling fan's going and you're like this. That dude's not paying attention, right? Engaged, focus, esprit de corps, video on, smiling, giving feedback, right? That's why we do Zoom rather than Facebook Lives, is to be part of a team. So we're leaders, but we don't say this enough, so I'm saying it again. Now, so tomorrow night, be there, promote the impending event, which is Tuesday Night Live, right? 7:30 BizOp, get prospects there too. And we're going to talk about something called edification. Let me unblur my screen. Edification is a secret. Oh, I've got that. Let me move this so that the light, well, we'll put it right there. It's like a ring of light. Sorry about that. Let me move the light. I do this because in my office here, I've got black ceilings and the light just doesn't reflect well. So I got to put a ring light in front. Otherwise you don't see the whiteboard well, even though there's lights all around me. Right. So sorry about that. Edification. Some of you know about this, some of you don't, but you want to implement this. It is something about emotional intelligence and something about human nature. Edification increases enthusiasm and increases attendance. Edification. For someone to make a decision, they must trust the information, but they also must believe or respect the information. So they need to trust it and respect it. All right. Now, what you have between you and your prospect, warm market, is trust. They trust you. They know you. You've worked with them. You're their family member. They trust you. That doesn't mean they respect you for providing them a business opportunity, unless you're an expert in this space, or respect you for business funding, unless you're an expert in this space already. You should assume if you're brand new to DAC, they don't respect you for business funding. Who are you? Do you really choose the right company? How long have you been involved? You really think you understand payment processing or you understand funding? I know you do, but you know what? I'm going to go to a banker who's been, at Chase Bank for 10 years before I go to you, my neighbor, who's brand new. So rather than fighting that and having your pride well up and say, well, that's wrong, and I'm going to act like an expert, you're never going to be. Jesus Christ, you've heard of. Whether you believe in him as the Son of God or not, doesn't matter. You've heard of him. He's got a movement, and almost half the country does believe he's the Son of God, or half the world, I should say. And so, but his own family didn't believe. His own family never thought he was the Savior. His own family said, you're not the Son of God. Who do you think you are? You're Jesus. You're a carpenter's son. Even though the mom said, hey, he is the Son of God. Didn't matter. His own family thought it. His own hometown didn't think so. And so one of the things he said is a prophet, not money prophet, but a prophet, someone who's speaking on behalf of God, is not welcome in his own hometown. Nobody will ever receive them in their hometown. They may trust him, but they don't respect. So what you have to do is help create a respect in the expert. Then there's both there. They trust you, and they trust how you feel, but they don't necessarily respect you as the expert for funding yet, or the expert for business opportunities yet, or the expert in DAC yet. So when you know this going in, that there's a formula, it's like three pieces of a puzzle needing a link. There's trust and respect and timing of the event, right? We need to link those in with the person. So the way you do that is called edification. The way we're talking about it here anyway, edification. All right. And so what you do is you inform people about the expert, the person, not the event. See, tomorrow night, I'm doing the presentation at 7:30 p.m., the BizOp overview. So you could say we got a great business opportunity overview, but that didn't edify the speaker. You want to say, and it's being done by, doesn't matter who it is. Tomorrow it happens to be me. It's being done by David Rutz. He's the founder of the company. Little expert. He started this company 10 years ago. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people apply through this platform. Tens of thousands of businesses have got funded from his little idea to help businesses. That's some expertise, right? But then you got to speak from the heart. So there's edification is introduce them to the speaker. Okay? Some expertise about them or their commitment. And then the last thing is come from the heart. Speak from the heart. And that's what's going to matter most. Sorry, I'll rotate this. So when you introduce them, the founder of the company is doing this presentation tomorrow. This is a guy who's helped tens of thousands of people get funding through his little idea of doing this, but he wanted to start a business for people to allow people to start their own business for free. That's what he's all about. His heart is he cares about people. He's constantly doing live Zooms to be there for people. He's whatever you feel. I can edify a brand new person. Oh, the person doing the presentation's name is Tony, or we'll do Lisa. Lisa is just an amazing person who's really committed to this business. She just joined DAC 3 weeks ago. She's full-time in real estate right now, but she said on her last call that she can't wait for the day that she can set her real estate career down to do DAC full-time because she just sees this really fitting. So now she's helping people all day long, coming from the heart. She's helping people regularly who want to succeed in business to get funding, but also helping people like you and I who want to succeed in business. She's super dedicated, going for it. And if she can't get you the answer, she knows where to go because she's that committed. That person you want to go see rather than there's a BizOp overview at 7:30 tomorrow. It doesn't have to be the founder of the company. It doesn't have to be Ellen Wynn. It doesn't have to be Wade Cordell. It doesn't have to be someone who's been with us for 3 years, 2 years. All you have to do is edify the heart of the person and that they're going for it. They're not even full-time yet. They're hoping one day, their commitment, they're hoping one day they're doing this full-time. Or they're hoping one day this business has paid off all their student debt and maybe this can be something that they can parlay into full-time one day. That's how serious they are. So it doesn't matter the detail of the person. It matters the exercise that you create of edifying them. They trust you. Now they'll respect them more. Now they've got the formula they need to show up. And then there's the timeliness. It's live event. I really want you to attend live because I want you to be able to ask questions. It's Tuesday night at 7:30. So you've got the edification and you've got the live event. Those two things help show up rates almost triple. If you don't do those things, if you just say, hey, you interested in checking out this BizOp overview? It's 7:30 Tuesday. Well, you've got you didn't even say it was live. You didn't say who's doing it. You didn't say they could ask questions. You didn't give any of the stuff that makes them feel I need to be there Tuesday. And then you didn't edify the speaker, so you didn't give them any reason to respect what's going on or even want to meet the person. So you don't edify the event, you edify the presenter of the event. Okay, edify the presenter of the event, and of course, discuss timing. So that's the message for today. Let me just look at my notes here to make sure I've covered everything I want to cover. I know there's a couple other highlights. Tuesday is going to be a big, big event. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be big as far as its impact. Let me go on my notes here. Okay, I got that. Yeah, the three C's. The three C's are just credibility, um, connection, and character. So this is connection coming from the heart, character, credibility. Okay, so you're building the credibility, which is basically respect, right? Um, okay, I think I got everything. Yeah, I've got everything discussed. Of course, don't forget the power of live events. You can't get enough out of them. You can't edify them enough, I should say, because they bring energy, they bring timeliness, which is both of those things help in human nature. They bring social proof. So I don't care if there's 4 people at the event. So many people are like, well, if there's not 5,000 people there, let me just say this. If it's me and you and 2 others in my conference room and we're talking about how we're going to take this funding platform and we're going to open up every major city, they actually feel more a part of their ground floor opportunity. They don't need social proof. They either see it or they don't. When I share what I believe with conviction and you share what you believe with conviction, audience size doesn't matter. People believe that, have never built massive groups. They think you need massive social proof to get groups to grow. No, you need belief. Your personal belief, your personal conviction needs to ooze. You need to not waver when someone says this doesn't work. You need to not waver when a client gets declined. You need to not waver when someone says this is expensive. Those waverings are non-leader perspectives. Leader perspectives are there will be speed bumps, there will be potholes. It's part of producing. It's part of onward growth. It's just part of it. So until your mindset is cure that, watch as YouTube zooms on developing a stronger mindset, understanding how to stay the course through negativity. Just look up anything on YouTube. Look up anything on YouTube and find something that speaks to your, wow, that makes a lot of sense. That's true. That's true. Watch our old Zooms. But your belief as a leader is what's going to attract your team's belief level. You attract who believe what you believe. If you're wavering and you're not sure, you're going to attract others who aren't sure. When you're dedicated, me, you, and if you don't believe, you're not in the meeting, right? I wouldn't have a meeting with someone who's like, I'm not sure. Okay, let's bring you in with your doubt into a meeting with 2 people who are checking this out for the first time. I'd rather you not attend. I'd rather just expose my belief to them and not your doubt. We don't need your doubt on them. It's not because the opportunity is not good. It's because even with the best opportunity in the world, 95% will doubt it and not succeed. I don't want those 95 percenters in the room, and you shouldn't either. You want the 5 percenters. It doesn't mean the opportunity is not good. You can't tell me Planet Fitness is not amazing, but it's not amazing for the Rutz family. We spend $400 a year there and don't go. We're losing money on Planet Fitness. That's on Rutz. It's not on Planet Fitness. And there's people in DAC who, guess what? Don't give DAC a good name. And they can't talk bad about DAC because we don't charge them a penny. We just offer and present. I go into Planet Fitness and they say you can't make loud noises. Okay, well, what if the guy who's weight trained wants to make loud noise, like at Iron Fitness? Then he should go to Iron Fitness, right? He doesn't fit at Planet Fitness. Well, we have a certain person that fits with us. It's not someone who makes money by getting their team to recruit to get started and pay fees, which is a simple model in network marketing. Get 1,000 people to believe in the business, pay a fee to start, and you make a percentage of the fees. It's in almost every company that I look at out there. That is their model because it's a lot easier to make money on internal consumption than external customers. It's a lot easier. More people will believe in the DAC opportunity than will become business funding customers. It's just the way the world works because you got to talk to clients. Now, over time, we're getting our percentage of customers is almost 4 or 5 times that of our number of agents. That's spectacular. Most companies, it's like for every 10 agents, you get 1 customer. For every 1,000 agents, you may have 30 customers, except the agents themselves, internal consumption, overpaying. I buy about $400 worth of stuff every month of stuff I end up throwing away just because I need to earn a check on my team. Stuff I don't need to take, I don't believe in. I can buy it at 1/3 the price somewhere else. You think I can get customers that? No, so I just buy it. And guess what? So does 90% of the company. You think I want to do that? You think that's the opportunity I want to bring forth? Heck to the no. I could charge $99 to be a DAC agent and bring in how many hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Rutz family and not pay any to the field. I'll make a dime when you make a dollar. I won't make a dollar until you make a dime. Or I won't make a dime until you make a dollar. And until that happens, I'm okay with you making nothing. I don't want you to make nothing, but I don't feel guilty if someone makes nothing because I'm doing everything I can to put the vehicle there. You guys, as leaders, we got to help people win, but you're not responsible if they put the car in drive. You're not responsible if they don't expose anyone to the funding platform, if they don't expose anyone to the business opportunity Tuesday night. You're not responsible if they don't have the confidence to believe in what we're doing enough. You're not responsible. You can encourage, and I encourage, and I pray for every one of our agents. I pray for every one of our agents because that's all I can do beyond what I'm doing. I just pray that the Lord will give them the confidence and speak to them and give them the bravery and the boldness to move forward if they're stuck, because I want them to have the lifestyle I have. I want them to lifestyle other people have who have the freedom and can do what they want with their time. Take time to do what they want. Live a life where they're helping make an impact and make an income for making an impact. I want everyone in our company to have that. And I pray that over everyone in this company when they join, and everyone who's here, and everyone who's going to be there tomorrow night. But I know going in, unless there's a revival that comes from God himself, 95% of the people who join DAC aren't going to do it. Are you okay with that? Maybe not 95% of the people you recruit, because maybe you'll recruit 4 or 5, or you'll have not even join. It's okay if most do. And every time I do this, some people who've never built a big group will go, will you please not say that? Will you please not say 95% won't do it? Because then I lose my motivation. I lose my motivation when you say that. So that's why I'm bringing it up right now. And I'll end with this. If 95% will do this, or 5% will do this with or without your help, and 95% won't do this as a percentage, but you can have an impact on your personal percentage. So if the company, with or without you, 5% or yes. That says 5% yes, 5% probably, 30% maybe, and 60% no. You're not changing these 60%. Doesn't matter how much you love on them and help them. They're not wired for being in their own business. They're not going to do it. 30% maybe will, with your encouragement, your leadership, your simplicity, your system, the free model, the full-time income available now, the pricing platform, the referral only. I don't need to become the expert. All the things we do make these maybes. Some of them are yeses. And then the 5% probablys. That's the individual engagement with them. If they've got an individual engagement with me or with you or with someone and they feel encouraged individually, then they're probably going to succeed. Then 5%, they don't even need an enroller. These people don't need anything. They could do it anywhere. They just chose DAC. So you impact this. You impact the 35%. You impact that. That's awesome. That's an awesome ability for you. So just because I say 95% won't, that's across the average. You can impact your 35 percenters. 1 out of 3 people who join, you can help determine whether they make it or not with your engagement, with your involvement, with your promotion of our systems, with getting them on these Zooms. The people who attend these Zooms every week don't quit. They all make money. They all make money. They're engaged. They go to the maybe, probably. They end up succeeding over time, some faster than others. They're moved up into this higher percentile. But then there's some who come 2 or 3 times and stop coming. Nothing I can do. It doesn't matter how good we believe in it, right? Or you. But you can edify, you can promote events, you can attend events, you can promote and replicate the DAC way, and you can be an encourager with enthusiasm, a team spirit, and you can be someone who can help raise your bar in your team. Your team. Forget the DAC team. What's your team in DAC look like? You have an impact over that because these people are influenceable. 35%. You can help influence them. All right, let's go to your questions first or comments from anybody. I'll sip my now cold coffee. I see Carl's got his hand waving. How you doing, Carl? Come on.
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Happy Monday. Happy President's Day.
Hey, by the way, before you speak, I want to congratulate you on that flag that's hanging behind you. Your dad was awarded that from a U.S. congressman or senator. Is that senator or congressman? I don't remember which one. Doesn't
Yes,
matter. And he recognized him
Representative
for his,
Smucker that
yeah,
flew on the Capitol for one
recognize
day.
flew in the Capitol, recognizing Carl's father for his service to the community for many years. And I'm glad you fly it behind you right there. You should be honored. So thank your dad for his service. Thank you for helping to encourage him through that. And thank that congressman for giving that flag to your pops.
Yep.
Apple
It was
doesn't
in
fall
honor
far
of
from
my
the
pops.
tree.
It was after his passing. They
Mm-hmm.
they flew it after his passing. Yes, they actually brought it to the celebration of life and presented it to the family. It was
Mm.
still touching 3 days later. Um,
Yeah.
somebody hiding in the bushes here somewhere. Carrie just signed up like yesterday, and she's on the call.
Well, all
Uh,
right. Welcome, Carrie.
yep. And I just wanted to once again just say you're so spot on today with what you're talking about. I really hope that the people here that we see a lot of the same familiar faces on these particular calls, and they're the leaders. They're the ones that want to make the change, want to make the difference. And I just think it's what you shared today was just so spot on. I can't wait to write that email immediately upon closing out of this because I've got a great email now to send out to my team of now 30. Woohoo!
Yeah. Well done, buddy. Well done. You could see how 30 turns into 300 and turns into 3,000. So when we talk about 100 or 200 fundings a week in your team at $100 override, how that's $1 million a year. I mean, there's no reason to not shoot for $1 million a year. There's all kinds of businesses where you can earn that. But if you're halfway there or a third of the way there or 10th of the way there and you're making 100 grand a year, still pretty exceptional for team overrides. Well done, Carl. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for chiming in. Carrie, welcome aboard. Glad to have you, and I'm sure you'll be out tomorrow night. And all of us should be there in numbers, not only just ourselves, but with teammates. Invite. I see someone else has got their hand up.
Yep, Sean, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, how are you today?
Good, Sean. How are you?
I am doing excellent. I'm jumping back on with these meetings, and had just a minor setback with my wife's health battle, but she is doing well. She actually just came home from the hospital yesterday, so she's still going strong, fighting her cancer battle. But I'm getting back in the swing of things. She's sitting next to me. She's actually been helping me try to promote DAC too. But my question was, along the lines of business funding and outside AC, you know that I serve as a full-time pastor, and I've talked to other pastors in the area, and the biggest struggle that they're facing is having the funds to either fix their buildings or having enough funds to even keep the door open. Is there anything that I could do as a DAC agent to help these individuals out?
Yes. First of all, what is your wife's name?
Her name's Stephanie.
Stephanie. Well, we will
Yep.
lift Stephanie in prayer. We've got several cancer survivors in the DAC family. So we come in belief that she's going to be just fine. And we'll pray that God's way, as you're a pastor, obviously you believe in the healing of the Lord.
Absolutely.
And so we will pray in parallel with you guys. Stephanie, we got your back. The Lord's got your back. And we'll lift you in prayer. And thanks for having Sean's back there and helping him out. Appreciate that. What a great family. I would say one of the things you can do is, well, there's two things I would say. Number one, they can sign up as an agent. I'm thinking of one family. My mom's on here, so she may be thinking of this family out of somewhere near Flint, Michigan. They had a small church and there were only 13 members and they had a building and they couldn't afford the mortgage on the building and they all joined our business as agents. And this is an older company. It wasn't TFM, but it wasn't DAC, it was called TFM. And they said, okay, we're all going to build this business under our church, and the church is going to earn override income. And they had their mortgage paid for within 90 days. The income that position above them all was earning was paying their mortgage. So it's hard for us to get them a loan because they're a nonprofit, unless they have enough
Right.
tithes coming in. In fact, because they're a nonprofit, I don't think we can help them at all. I know Wade's on here, so he can comment to that, whether we could have anyone for nonprofit at this point. I don't think we do, unless it's the bookstore generating revenue or, speaking engagements, things that are for-profit revenue. But, and Wade, please, if I'm wrong, raise your hand and we'll call on you afterward. But I will say that the easiest thing you can do is let them know that because of the overrides, the team overrides, they can, number one, sign up the church as an entity, sign up all the pastors and any of the other members underneath, and they go before them all and say, hey, we're coming together as a community. This company, DAC, is a Christ-driven, honoring God business, and we're helping business owners in the community to grow, and we can earn referral commissions for doing so, and we can all earn personal commissions too. And so what you can do, the way you can do it is you put the church here, and you put some people under the church, and here's the one pastor, and here's the worship leader, and whoever you have. And then the pastor has a few of the members from the church, the worship leader has a few, and then these people have a few, and she's making her own commission. She goes out and gets customers, she's making her own commission, but so is the pastor earning an override, and so is the church earning an override. So you could do it where they have an incentive. Wade Cordell and I are partners. We have an incentive to get our own personal clients, even though we're business partners in Make Breezy. If we get a funding client, he gets a percentage higher than we own the company together. But here's Wade and here's David. And as we get customers, David earns a commission on these, Wade earns a commission on these, and we both earn a commission on both of us, right? So you can do it where this pastor has an incentive for himself or herself getting clients, but then the church is overriding as well. So put them in as a business position is the short answer, but that shows visually how they can have an incentive for the individuals and an incentive for the church. That's the first thing I'd say, because they're helping their community. They're not asking their community for more money that they don't already have. They're saying through sweat equity, we can tithe to the church. Through sweat equity, we can generate revenue for the church. And that sweat equity is helping other business owners. It's community focused. So that's what I'd recommend.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. We got your back, Stephanie. Thank you, Sean. All right. Any other questions from anybody? Any other comments? Okay, I got some comments in the chat. So let me just look at these real quick. Thank you, Morgan. Praying for Stephanie. Yes. Carl, that's awesome. Prayer is going for healing for Stephanie. Yes, Thomas. Thank you. Go to your local. Thank you, PK. PK is bank manager from the past, Chase Bank. Go to your local bank and ask who do they know for church loans. Bank of America and local banks do it. So they probably have already checked that. And by the way, if you do a search for church fundings, there's some new ministries out there where they actually do fundings as an investment, and people invest in churches. So they might have some alternative investment ideas too. So our church, one of our church plants did that. So you could check that out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the prayers, everybody. Become one of the 5%. That's right, Matthew. And by the way, Matthew, thanks for your text idea for the front page. We're modifying it to be that. I've had 10 different versions. It's slightly different than what you said. But your text and your email was not, it didn't go to an empty vault. It's already, I've written, I don't know how many new front page headlines, but we haven't got the right one yet. So it's coming, and I was going to reply to you when it was done. That's why I didn't reply. I was going to go, surprise, look at the homepage. Thanks for your contribution. Please play us the link for tomorrow's. It's DAC Zoom. Thank you. Can you approve the flyer I emailed yesterday? Someone's emailing me. If you email the flyer, please email to support, because we've got a team who does that. They're going to see that quicker than me. So email support@davidallencapital.com. If you did, we say we give us 1 week to, because sometimes we got to send it to legal, sometimes we got to send it through the ladder up to me to approve it. So it's not a 1-day turnaround on approvals. Sometimes it is, but not always. So send it to support or compliance at davidallencapital.com, compliance at davidallencapital.com, and you should get a response pretty quick. Call Calvary Church in Aurora, Colorado, and they can tell you different entities. So there you go, Sean. Great feedback, everybody. Amen. Thank you, Matthew. All right. Well, we've got a lot of great comments tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here live. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for smiling. Thanks for being into this, because Esprit de Corps, I only see 4 people, but you see everyone else. So all of you being engaged and attentive only helps everyone else. It is social proof, but it's Esprit de Corps. And I only show 4 because I want the most active 4 in my face, because that way I don't even have to think. Is what I'm saying making an impact? I don't think that way anymore. But my first few years, I did. I'm very open to make sure I'm making an impact. I look for feedback, but I'm not swayed by someone who's not paying attention, but most people are. So be mindful. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time